Good morning and welcome everyone to A Moment of Hope with Upward Transitions. I'm Carla Stinnett, and today we are especially excited to welcome Sheila Farley from the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma. We're going to ask her to join us here and see if we can get her on screen. There she is. Hi, everybody. This is Sheila Farley, and let me tell you a little bit about her. She graduated from the University of Oklahoma with a master's degree in social work. She completed her clinical hours and became a licensed clinical social worker through the state of Oklahoma. She works for the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma since 2017, and she's currently their program coordinator for the OKC Street Outreach and Rapid Response Team. That's a long title. She works with the Be Heard movement, providing safe and warm showers to those who are unhoused with a mobile shower trailer, and she is passionate about ending the stigma on mental health and is working hard to end homelessness in our community. Just want to say a big welcome to Sheila. Thank you, Sheila, for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, just tell us a little bit about Mental Health Association of Oklahoma. We just have a little conversation here about the process and how you serve your clients, especially those who are homeless in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Carla. So, I mean, we serve our clients in so many ways. We consider ourselves an advocacy agency, the premier boots on the ground type agency, starting with our street outreach and rapid response team, truly meeting our clients where they are, not only, mentally and emotionally, but physically, which is extremely important when you're talking about the unhoused population. Then also, our community health and wellness program, where we have a nurse on staff that goes out with our outreach team, provides wound care, connection to primary care physicians, in lieu of using the ER for medical care, which is extremely important, to our Better Way program, which we will talk about soon, brand new to us, to our peer-run drop-in center, which is just a great place for people just to come together and connect with each other, work with a recovery support specialist, access different resources, things like that, to our housing programs. We have a housing program for transitional age youth, for adults, even for families. I mean, it's almost easier to talk about what we don't do, so much that we do at the agency.
Yeah, I know that you do provide these wraparound services for those who are experiencing homelessness or mental health needs in our community. So you brought up the Better Way program. So tell us a little bit about Oklahoma City's A Better Way program, which is in collaboration with your agency.
It is. So that collaboration is with the City of Oklahoma City, United Way of Central Oklahoma, Inasmuch Foundation, and the Regional Food Bank. And this program is an employment program to address panhandling in Oklahoma City. So those who maybe are experiencing poverty can jump on our van, go out, do a day's work, beautifying our city, which, it benefits everyone in our community, not only someone, experiencing poverty, but just our community in general. And, they receive a day's worth of wages. They also get to connect with services that they may need. And that wage that they receive every day is $65, and that's cash. So they don't have to take a gift card or try to cash a check or something like that. But it's really great for our community. And anyone that wants to participate in that, I would have them call our main number, which is 405-943-3700. And even if you're an employer and you're looking for employees, give us a call. Let us connect you with some really great people in our community that are looking for sustainable work.
And that's exciting, the fact that it is a day's wage, so they get paid every day. And also it's that win-win, creating that win-win with our community, because you're beautifying. I mean, they're helping clean things up. And I think that's been kind of, one of the concerns with homelessness and the camps that are created when these groups gather, is that it does create a lot of trash and things that needs to be picked up. So it's giving them some worth and accountability. And I think it's a wonderful program. We're excited that they have started it here in Oklahoma City. So in looking over the past year, on the COVID-19 and pandemic and the way it impacted your agency, how did that impact the way you served your clients?
Oh gosh, in so many ways. Honestly, what I found was we just have a wonderful staff that work with us, and they're so creative. So when you think about someone with mental health issues, we're always saying to them, don't isolate, reach out, meet with people, this and that. Well, COVID came along and said, hold on, we're going to need you to isolate. So, our staff is just so great in the creative ways that they found to still connect with our clients, keep them, interacting with each other virtually. One of the things that stands out to me is we have a program called Creating Connections, and it's just that we're creating connections with people so they can get together. And some of the staff members, what they did was they would take walks with their clients. So the staff member would be walking in their neighborhood, the client would walk in their neighborhood, and they would be on the phone together. I was like, how cool is that? Also cooking, they would cook together on the phone. And so it's just little things like that our staff just really came together to keep our clients connected through this time.
That is innovative. It is creative ways to connect to somebody. So what are the biggest needs that you're seeing in your clients that you serve right now? What's happening on the front?
Well, Carla, usually when I get asked this question, of course, I'm going to say the things we all know. We need more affordable housing. That's a big need. Better access to mental health care, physical health care even. But when I step back and really look at the needs of my clients, either unhoused or recently housed, what they really need is love, compassion, restored hope, just trust in us and as a society again. And that's something all of us can give. Something I try to remind people is, when you're driving to work or driving home from work and you see someone panhandling or maybe someone sitting on the side of the road, don't look away, smile, say hi. It means a lot to people. That might be the only wave they get that day or the only smile they get that day. Those are the biggest needs. And we all as a community can give those to our unhoused neighbors.
And those are the needs we have in common, do we not? We
Absolutely.
all need that love and those smiles. And, if we can share that with one another, it's showing that it acknowledges we're all in this together.
Exactly.
Right? We're walking this journey together. But in looking at your clients, we focus on preventing, ending generational poverty, upward transitions. That's, our vision is ending generational poverty. How much is poverty a contributor to the mental health issues of the clients you serve? Does poverty come into play as a contributing factor?
Absolutely. I definitely believe that it does. Many of our clients, who are living with mental illness are also living on Social Security. And we know that's not much. Even if you're able to get an apartment on Social Security, that's all you're going to be able to pay for. So where do you get food? How do you connect with the doctor if you can't pay copays? It is a huge issue, I think, in almost any community is poverty.
Yeah, we see it as a cycle. And as we work together, all the nonprofits in Oklahoma City collaborate. We're all trying to interrupt that cycle on some level with some pathway that contributes. So we see that every day ourselves. So do you have like a story or that you can share that might be in how Mental Health Association of Oklahoma collaborates with Upward Transitions, just to kind of touch on that, how we all work together, Oklahoma City is very fortunate. I say this often, that the nonprofits in our community work together. And we try not to really duplicate too many of the services, like, whatever our strengths or core strengths are, that agency focuses on that, and we refer to one another. So share how the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma and Upward Transitions collaborate.
Yeah, we absolutely love Upward Transitions. We, especially our outreach team, collaborate with you all a lot because The unhoused population has a lot of barriers. When you think about identification, just all of the things that you need to either get into housing or try to get out of poverty, when it comes to identification, that's one of our biggest barriers.
Mhm.
And so we lean on Upward Transitions a lot to help with that identification, filling out those referrals, because as soon as we get that ID, doors just open up. And so we really appreciate you all and what you do and just being able to work together, for our clients.
What are some of the other agencies that you collaborate with? Like we have kind of a main list that we collaborate with most often. So what are some of the other agencies that you collaborate with besides Upward Transitions?
Yeah, Homeless Alliance is one. They actually are so wonderful and let our street outreach team office out of their building. So we're over there a lot. Our CMHCs like North Care, we work really closely with them, Red Rock, Hope, helping our clients get connected with those mental health services. Of course, I believe in housing first, and it's just that getting someone into housing first, then we can work on those other things. But sometimes there's just so many barriers in the way. It's like with outreach, let's just try to do them all. Let's get them connected and still support them while we look for housing. So yeah, we just love all of our community partners here because we can't do it alone. So
That's right. That's right. We can't. We need each other to help us provide those wraparound services for that homeless population and even those who are at risk of becoming homeless too. So do you have a client story in closing today?
I always have a client story.
Great. We love to hear client stories.
I think I'm going to take it back to the beginning of when outreach started. So with outreach, a lot of it is building relationships with people. They've lost a lot of trust in us in as a society. And so building that. So in the very beginning, I met this gentleman. He had been on the street for, I think, about 6 years. And, when I first met him, I pull up like, hey, I'm Sheila, da, da, da. And he's like, look, I've worked with you people before. It doesn't ever work out. You don't have anything to offer me. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But you haven't worked with me. So maybe you could give me a shot. And so he would call, and kind of check in and call me and let me know what he needed. And so I would make appointments and I would show up. And sometimes he would just call me with different issues. Like he's calling me from his phone, but his phone's broke. I'm like, okay, I'll come out there. We'll figure it out together. And after a few times of doing that, and I would show up and then all of a sudden the issue was resolved. I was like, you know what? He's trying to see if he can trust me. If what I say is true, if I'm going to follow through with what I say. And I want to say it was probably after maybe the third time of him doing that, he finally called. He goes, you know what? I'm ready. Whatever we got to do, let's do it. I said, okay. And I think it took about a month, and that was the help of the Homeless Alliance. We got him housed in about a month. And today he's been housed about 1.5 years. And I actually just got word yesterday that he has worked the program. He has got to sustainability and he's about to graduate. And
that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is good news. And that is so rewarding for those of us who are working within this population to see those success stories where you touch base with your clients 1 year, 1.5 years later, and they're growing. They're actually, moving forward. And we love to hear that. And that makes us so excited and rewards our passion for the work that we do every day.
It does.
Well,
absolutely.
I appreciate you, Sheila, for being here today and to share with us, the mission of the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma. And we love collaborating with you too. And just want to thank you. And I just want to give a wave to everybody. Our time's up. So we want to say goodbye to everyone and thank you for joining us today. And for those who will watch this on replay, we appreciate you. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing, you can visit our website at www.upwardtransitions.org. And what's your website, Sheila?
It's mhaok.org.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye now.